Hey you guys, welcome back to Shanghai, China. I'm Andy. Today it's Saturday the 15th of February and it's a bit rainy and windy here in Shanghai today, but I'm heading out just for you guys because just yesterday Shanghai's government announced some quite strict new measures relating to Shanghai's 13,000 xiaoqu or small housing complexes. So I want to go and see what the situation's like and if people are preparing or not today. So basically yesterday the Shanghai government released these new stricter measures as they ramp up efforts to contain the spread of COVID-19 or novel coronavirus. Many residential communities across the city are already under quite strict lockdown, but from today on it seems that will be the case right across Shanghai. Among the new measures you may start to notice are checkpoints at entrances and exits with 24-hour temperature checks and a stricter record system of who comes and goes. Restrictions on the entry of outside vehicles, strict no entry for food delivery or courier staff who will now have to drop deliveries at designated spots outside the complex, and the signing of a travel history and health register for people visiting from outside Shanghai. Okay, I'm back inside. It was getting a little bit chilly out there. Another major measure being implemented, as we touched on in yesterday's video, is strict 14-day home isolation for anyone coming or returning to Shanghai from key areas. Yesterday I raised the possibility of expats returning to Shanghai from overseas being asked by their residential community to isolate themselves at home for 14 days. But yesterday's government notice seems to support the idea that that will not be required. If you look at the notice, it says 重点地区, which here means heavily affected areas, which refers to areas in China that are heavily affected by novel coronavirus. That of course includes all of Hubei province, but also includes some other areas of China, as listed here at a community in Jing'an district this morning. I asked the security guard on duty and he told me residents returning from overseas would not be asked to enter 14-day isolation. As another way of trying to find out the situation for foreigners who have just returned to or arrived in Shanghai, I contacted a few international hotels to see if they have any restrictions in place. Hey, I'm just wondering if foreign guests can stay in your hotel now?
Yes, we can get any guest come to our hotel now.
Okay,
but,
so
we need to the guest to fill in a form reporting where he has been and report the information to the government.
Okay, and if they just come from overseas, they don't need to like stay in the room for 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
They don't need to.
No need.
Okay, thank you so much.
Good afternoon, front desk.
Hi, I just need to know if foreign guests can stay in your hotel now?
The gift?
从国外来的游客，他们可以现在住在你们酒店吗？
可以的呀，可以的。
所以如果他们是从国外来的，直接来，他们不用什么隔离是吧？
我们这边的话是入店的话需要测量体温这样。然后的话就是因为只要他没有去过湖北
那些地方
对，
然后就可以了是吧？
对，是。
好。
但是的话，住在这边的话，应该是每天要接受体温测量的。
每天，好，懂了。好，谢谢啊。I was quite surprised to see that most of you guys support the idea of 14 days home quarantine for those returning from overseas. DM Dawei said, I have absolutely no problem with being self-quarantined for 14 days and think it's a sensible thing to do. Kala Barbara Court said, I wouldn't want to thwart my communities or compound sacrifices and efforts in isolating themselves. The plane ride alone already exposes us and makes us potential targets to catching the disease. No one is exempt. And Jason, Kiwi in China, who's halfway through 2 weeks of home isolation himself, said, one thing that's been missed is that Stefan is travelling back to Shanghai, I would assume on a plane with a flight time of 8 to 12 hours, depending on where and what connections he has. He cannot confirm who may or may not have been in contact with a virus-infected person on the plane. Great feedback, you guys, keep it coming. That's just about it for today, folks. Have you noticed any extra security measures in your residential community over the past few days? Let me know in the comments section, and I'll see you here again tomorrow. Bye for now.